Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options, coming in from the Traders Expo out in Las Vegas. This is our final day out in Vegas. Heading back this afternoon, jumping on a plane back to actually Miami, and then heading up to Fort Lauderdale. We're going to do a big gaggle session, a big live trade brief tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's Thursday, November 15th at 10 a.m. You can head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. And we're actually going to open this one up to the public because it seems like, thank you, Democrats, it seems like the market is trying to figure out where the hell it's going next, and it ain't necessarily good. So we have a lot to talk about tomorrow. We have some trades we'll cover our accelerated retirement trades here in a couple minutes, but it's interesting, man. When you got Maxine Waters, one of the faces of the Democratic Party, saying she's absolutely going to slam Wall Street and banks and this and that and prevent another financial crisis. Are you kidding me? S&P 500 was up 22%, 22.7 or whatever it was in 2017, Maxine. If you voted Democrat, you have zero reason to complain about this stock market volatility. I'm flying back to Broward County, and I'm, under my seat, I might find new ballots. It's absolutely disgusting what's going on in our political situation, and Donald Trump is doing nothing about it except tweeting. It's insane. So we have a lot to talk about tomorrow, guys. Go.topgunoptions.com/brief, and at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, we're gonna review all of these issues. But let's talk about what's going on today. China's the overhang on one of the big overhangs on this market, folks. I've been saying this that when the president gets a deal done with China, we're going to see a rip your face off rally that's going to make 2017 look bearish. So FXI had a little bit of a pop the other day when Larry Kudlow, the market whisperer, came out and said, hey, Secretary Mnuchin is going to be talking to his counterparts over in China. Got a little bit of a relief pop, but this is going to fail. Okay, every one of these, we've been trading FXI 7 months almost of profitable trades, like a 98% hit rate with our bearish trades on FXI. Every one of these quote rallies we've sold into, and it's worked. I think we had one losing trade on FXI in 6 months. That's just an epic record, and we have currently a bear call spread on as well. I put another one on the other day as soon as Larry Kudlow yesterday said I placed another, not in the portfolios, but I put another bearish trade on here, folks. This is, I don't jinx myself by saying easy money, but every one of these pops, whether it was the People's Bank of China, the PBOC getting involved in capitalism to try and save their markets, or just nice words that, hey, maybe we'll talk. And then we talked, and then the two dudes who were lower ranking dudes that talked between China and the United States couldn't even agree on whether or not they'd meet again. And it's been hell ever since. So, maybe a light at the end of the tunnel that the president, Trump and Xi, when they meet at the G20, might have some nice words, or even a deal. I mean, maybe that's why Mnuchin is trying to meet and get things done in front of the. He's got 2 or 3 weeks to get it done. I just don't think it's going to happen. So it depends on what Trump is doing. If it's about trade with China, then a deal's possible. I mean, look at Trump's track record. Canada, he ripped up NAFTA and did his own deal with Mexico and Canada. If it's about containing China, it may be time to hunker down in preparation for a new Cold War. I've been briefing this for years. People at our members at Top Gun Options are smart, and they know that under Barack Hussein Obama, China established their borders, ask them, 600 miles into the Pacific. They own half the Pacific, according to China. And of course, President Trump continues to sail, as he should, for freedom of navigation, and it ain't their country. So we have a lot of problems with China. Intellectual property, technology theft, you name it. China's a bad actor. So does the president just want a trade deal, or does he want to contain a rising China? And by the way, we have China's retarded nephew, North Korea, still to worry about. So a lot going on here, guys, especially as the Chinese economy slows. China consumption slows as a trade war weighs on sentiment. It's, people who bitch about, the sanctions on the Iran just going to hurt the Iranian people. Well, eventually, unless the government really is Iranian mullahs who don't give a shit and want to hasten the arrival of the 12th Imam, Google that. That'll scare the hell out of you. Eventually, the government has to recognize, holy crap, China doesn't want another Tiananmen Square, folks. They are a hell of a lot more free and open than they were with Tiananmen Square and some dude standing in front of a tank who ended up getting killed. They have a modern day one of those, and they're in trouble. So China's playing we're playing a very dangerous game of chicken, and the market don't like uncertainty. The market likes this certainty. Everything was good. We're not going to add. Interest rates are going up. Trade war. Democrats stealing elections, and this market implodes. So you can thank that. But we are the best house in a bad neighborhood, folks. Global economy shows strain as U.S. steams ahead. German and Japan PMI reported economic contractions. That the Chinese slowdown is having a broader impact. We'll talk tomorrow. We got a brief what's going on in Brazil. Brazil, after the euphoria of the president, the Trump of the tropic, we got it in the EWZ right here. Still a nice trade long term, up to what's that, 16%. So a little bit of a slide in the EWZ, as we more or less predicted, with this pullback here, and then hopefully it's going up here. We actually have a weekly trade on out until I think Friday. That's looking good, a bearish trade. So I like, out of all the other bad neighborhoods, so to speak, if we're the best house in a bad neighborhood, I think the second best house is Brazil. The guy's going to do a great job down there, Bolsonaro, and really happy he got elected. If you voted Democrat, you are to blame for this market pullback right here. This re-pullback is on shit shows like this woman. Bank stocks dive after Maxine Waters threatens to end regulation rollback. This woman is nuts. She's crazy nuts about Trump. She's just crazy about everything. But it doesn't matter. When you have seniority in Congress, you could be crazy. Nancy Pelosi. Donald Trump is going to win 2020 re-election running away, because he's going to have a 2-year commercial of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, and Adam Schiff, just doing nothing but trying to destroy this president. People are going to be exhausted and sick and tired of that. But if you voted for Democrats, you voted to get that lady back into power, and you can thank your Goldman Sachs if you're still in Goldman Sachs. I told you to get out of Goldman Sachs a year and a half ago. And I got out of, that was about 2 years ago. JP Morgan, I bailed out of maybe 8 months ago. And I said, nope, it's over with for JP Morgan and these blue blood banks. We predicted this as well, guys. JP Morgan's is down over 10% in the past couple of days. JP Morgan's getting the teeth too. I told you guys to get out of those a long, long time ago, and instead to get into Visa. Take a look at just like a 2-year chart of Visa. Nice, stable, compare that. Well, let's just go back to Goldman Sachs, for example. Take a look at Visa versus Goldman Sachs. And essentially, you've made a round trip with Goldman Sachs. There's the beginning. And actually, you haven't. What is that? It's down 3.9% since I told you to get out of Goldman Sachs. Or actually, I said to pound it into the dirt. I said either get out of it and pound it into the dirt, or get into Visa. Visa during that time is up 81%. Down negative 3.9 or up 81%. You take your pick. So good calls on the financials. They're in trouble with this lady in charge. So stocks actually opened higher as we got some weaker inflation data, but we kind of pulled back here as Maxine Waters gave her little fire and brimstone frothing at the mouth speech this morning. So not good. Oil trying to find a floor. We bounced off our 2018 lows. Global output. The Saudis and OPEC came out and they gave a Mario Draghi type of announcement. Remember years ago, Mario Draghi, the head of the ECB, said, I will do whatever it takes to save the euro, meaning I'm just going to print euros with Ben Bernanke out of the back of our town cars. Same type of thing. OPEC came out and said, hey, we're going to do whatever we need to do to stop this slide. So that was pretty cool. Another I told you so moment, told you to get out of the FANGs. Apple, one of them, I said it's a limousine liberal stock that's going to implode under the weight of its own hubris. Apple is officially in a bear market. I told you to get out of every FANG, and the one that I told you to stay in, I don't believe is a FANG, but some people throw in there is Amazon. That's the only one that's going to survive and is surviving. Apple is imploding. Facebook morale takes a tumble along with the stock price. Who saw this coming? I did, folks. This time last October, I said to get out of every FANG. They're all going to implode. This was before the Cambridge Analytica. This was around the time Mark Zuckerberg, who's got to go. The only way Facebook survives, folks, is if Mark Zuckerberg goes. The whole, I want to do good. I'm like, hey, man, I'm Gordon Gekko. You don't want to do good. You want to make money for me as a shareholder. That is your only job as a CEO, not to do good. Your job is to make money for me as a shareholder. You're breaking your fiduciary duty. Yeah, if I had been a shareholder at the time, I would have sued him, and you would have won. So you want to be Peter Pan, take your company public, and pay me a nice premium for it. Otherwise, get to work or you're fired. And then the Cambridge Analytica stuff broke like 6 months later, and we were actually out skiing in Aspen, and I resaid this. I said, guys, we predicted this. And then about 2 months after that was when Jeffrey Gunlock at Double Line Capital, kind of my spirit animal that flies formation with me, said, you know what? We're going to pound the hell out of Facebook, short the hell out of it. So we've been right. We were right about the banks. We were right about the FANGs. There are safe places, though, folks. Our Raytheon trade, we have a bull put spread, the 182.5, 180. I put that thing out a month, out to December 7th. Raytheon given a little bit of a pullback in this overall market, swoon again, but not that much. I put it right here at 180 for a reason, and we'll talk about this, like I said, tomorrow at 10 a.m., and it's pulling right back to our reason, and that's not bad at all. So Raytheon's a hold right here, and then we have an Amazon bull put spread. Man, I remember doing this trade a couple of weeks ago, the 1550, 1540 bull put spread, and why'd I do that out a month? Because I said it's well within the possibility that Amazon pulls back. It was swinging 75 to 100 bucks at a time there. So this is a very, very important level here, right around the 1625 level. It was kind of a little bit of support here, had a little bit of a touch here, and it's holding right there. We're going to get through this stupid Democrats on TV. We're going to become tone deaf to that in a couple weeks, and what's going to happen? In about a week, 2 weeks, we're going to be getting treated with visions of white trash at Walmart beating the hell out of each other to save $10 on a flat screen. Black Friday, Cyber Monday are coming, and I think it's going to turn at least Amazon around. So this bull put spread this is the accelerated retirement portfolio is fine. No worries on that one. Like I said, we'll cover this tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure you head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. And this one's going to be open to the public. Since I've been out here in Vegas, we didn't do live briefs. We just did these videos. I'm going to open this one up to the public so they can get a take and see what we're doing here. So good looking stuff. CSX, we put on a bear call spread a couple weeks ago, the 71.5. That expired Friday for a max profit of, that was $2,300. So good looking trade on CSX. CSX is a sleeper, folks. It's just been doing great for us, printing money in the background. Little market swoon recently. CSX did nothing. The reason is CSX, even Democrats are talking about infrastructure spending. Democrats love infrastructure spending, and the president agrees with them. So CSX is our transport play, and this one's looking pretty good. So nice trades recently out of CSX, and we'll cover that tomorrow as well. And just for my members, a quick update. I got an SMS. Here's our Infusionsoft SMS. It is up. It is working. I think my techie has one more text-to-fire test to him and I, probably while I'm doing this video. So get ready. We're going to have our emails back up and our SMS texture back up here soon as well. So I'm very, very happy about this. There's our weekly options, primary live trade briefs, analyze your trade, and weekly options and PLTB for when we do the joint webinar. So there it is, guys, right in the Infusionsoft, and it should be good to go. And there should be not one person that doesn't get a text alert. Not one. This is from Infusionsoft itself. This is from the Burning Bush. Absolutely no excuse not to get text messages. So we're not even going to do the emails anymore. We're going to be good to go. So, all right, guys, like I said, head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. We're going to talk about this recent market swoon. We're going to talk about where I think we're heading next and whether or not, we always need to have a hedge on, but we got to get back up to this 200-day moving average and find some support. If not, it's going to be an absolute shit show down here. But again, G20, the president is meeting with Xi on the 1st, but in front of that is Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I think this is going to be the best Christmas in memory. The Trump tax cuts, companies that have never given out Christmas bonuses before are going to be giving out bonuses because they want to get rid of cash before the end of the year, and they're flush with cash. So, and S&P 500 companies buying back their shares. So a lot of good on the radar here. Obviously, the December Fed meeting you can't put that in the good category because we're most likely going to see an interest rate increase. So that's, we can put that in the other category. It's expected. It's built into the market. But what's not built in is what the Fed's going to say. Are they going to stay, hawkish? Or are they going to go dovish? Are they going to, put a Band-Aid on our knee and kiss our forehead and pat us on the head and send us on our way as the market goes up? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a long climb to get back up to here, but we're going to do it. Remember, guys, net markets go up over time. After the financial crisis, after 2001, after the dot-com implosion, 1987, what was it, Black Monday, whatever it was, markets always go up, saving, God forbid, even some massive terrorist event like we saw on 9/11, markets eventually find their footing and go up. Okay? So, all right, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and God bless.